For decades, the world's best in the halfpipe have pushed it to the limit. From pioneers to icons, every generation has raised the bar, and no one has defined the sport more than Shaun White. His vision, his legacy, his drive, it all leads here. Welcome to the Snow League, where superstars will rise. 4 global events to crown one world champion. And for the first time, being the best means beating the best, head to head. This is the Snow League. The future of winter sports competition has arrived.
Welcome to Aspen, Colorado, in the first ever finals day of the Snow League. I am Jack Collinsworth. 36 athletes entered, only 16 remain, and it sets us up with a bracket with one of the great crescendos in all of sports, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, elimination style until there is just one snowboarder left standing. Chris Grenier, Tom T-Bird, Monterosso to my right and left with the scoop on the head-to-head matchups.
It's finals day here at Snow League. We're at the top of the pipe. The story of the day, the head-to-head matchups, and the fact that our competitors have to take one run on their frontside wall, one run on their backside wall. Diesel, how's that going to affect athlete strategy?
Well, let me tell you what makes it unique. These athletes do the same half-pipe run week in, week out. Here they're forced to do 2 totally different runs, which is going to show us who's got the deepest bag of tricks here at Snow League.
And we're going to drop in and rip this thing right now. In the meantime, we're going to throw it down to the bottom of the pipe with our judging correspondent, Connor Manning. He's going to tell you what the judges are looking for.
Thank you, T-Bird. We have 7 of the world's best judges in the booth, 1 head judge, 6 scoring judges. They'll be evaluating each run on a 0 to 100 point scale using an overall impression format. That means for each run, they'll be looking at the difficulty, amplitude, variety, and execution. Now, of those 6 scores, we'll be dropping the high and the low and averaging the remaining 4 for the athlete's run total. Let's throw it down to Todd and Tina in the studio.
All right, thank you very much, Connor. Yesterday, history was made, and Tina, the women, they came out swinging.
Oh, they absolutely did. So let's take a look at the brackets and who we will see today, starting with that first matchup. It's Lu Jiayu against Senna Tamita, Sai Shu Tong against Gaon Choi, the third matchup, Mitsuki Ono and Sonora Alba, and then that fourth matchup, Elizabeth Hosking versus American Maddie Mastro.
Well, on the men's side, the brackets look like this in the knockout format. Yamada and Hirano will kick things off in quarter 1. Blackwell and Barbier, all-American affair in quarter 2. Then Shigeno and Totsuka in 3. And in 4, it'll be Lee and Hirano.
And before we jump straight into the action, let's take a look at how the Snow League format works.
The Snow League is changing the game. It starts with qualifying day. 36 athletes, grouped in seeded heats. 2 runs, best score counts. Win your heat, you're in. Fall just short, there's one last shot. The last chance qualifier, where the fiercest competitors refuse to be eliminated. One final opportunity to make it to finals day. Finals day is a head-to-head showdown, bracket style. Win 2 out of 3 runs to advance. And for the first time, the athletes must drop on both left and right-hand walls, proving full mastery of their craft.
I think it shows a true competitor. You see what happens when the pressure's on, and people under pressure do some pretty incredible things.
The stars were out for the women's quarterfinals, where 2 Americans were in the top 8. Number 1 seed, Maddie Mastro, easily won her matchup against Canada's Elizabeth Hosking. And then Sunny Alba took on Japan's Mitsuki Ono, but lost in 2 rounds. Also, moving on from the quarterfinals were the number 2 seed, Gaon Choi, and Senna Tamita from Japan. In the semifinals, American Maddie Mastro mastered her double crippler to claim her spot in the finals. And a matchup that went to 3 runs, Senna Tomita upset the number 2 seed, Gaon Choi, and will be advancing. So the finals are set. It is Ono and Choi for the 3rd place matchup, and Mastro and Tomita battling it out for first. Looking forward to seeing that final match with Senna Tomita up against American Maddie Mastro. That will be coming up shortly. But we also have the consolation heat with Gaon Choi and Mitsuki Ono. Looking forward to that one. But again, that final, Senna Tomita and Maddie Mastro. What can we expect with that, T-Bird?
I mean, that one's going to be a barn burner, and I got to give it to Senna Tomita. Her back against the wall, she posted a 91.5 and a 93. The 93 was the highest score we've seen today.
Yeah, some impressive riding already, but the finals still to come here in the women's competition at Snow League. We'll be back shortly.
The Snow League is brought to you by Pacifico, the beer waiting to be discovered. Please drink responsibly.
Our finals are set between Maddie Mastro and Japan's Senna Tomita, but our 3rd place matchup between Gaon Choi from South Korea and Mitsuki Ono of Japan took place just a short time ago. Let's take a look at how the 3rd place matchup went down.
All right, so we are going to move to the top right now. This is the 3rd place heat.
Mitsuki Ono, the 5 seed, starting things off with a frontside 900. She dropped on the left wall. So Mitsuki Ono looks like she's not pulling out the 10. There is the cab 9, but unable to put it down. The cab 9 is such a tough trick in the pipe. You're taking off switch, you're landing switch. Most of it is blind, and it comes down to pinpoint precision on where you land on that wall. And I kind of feel like she left the door open here for Gaon Choi. Gaon Choi is going to be dropping in switch. This right here is one of the most impressive combos in half-pipe riding. There is the cab 900. Here comes the switch backside 900. Both of them stomped. There's the frontside 1080 from Gaon Choi. She knows it, the crowd knows it, and unfortunately I think Mitsuki Ono also knows it. And 16-year-old Gaon Choi is going to take 3rd place here at Snow League.
And now we move up to the top of the pipe for the women's final, run number 1. This is Senna Tomita versus Maddie Mastro. So Maddie Mastro is your number 1 seed. She's been riding phenomenal all day, but just recently we have seen some very high scores, scoring in the 90s from Senna Tomita, so she has got to be feeling a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence as she will be the first rider to drop here.
And the most important thing about Senna Tomita to me right now is this is pressure cooker time. This is the final of Snow League. There's a huge frontside 1080 into a cab 720. Look at the amplitude from Senna Tomita, frontside 540. There's a backside 540. What does she have for her final hit at the bottom of the pipe? Frontside 9, and she's not gonna squeak in another one. When I called final hit, I said to myself, she's gonna get one more in?
Yeah.
But she toned it down. She said, I'm gonna stick with that and see how Maddie Mastro responds.
But what a statement there for Senna Tomita on that first run. 5 hits, close to 11 feet out of the half pipe.
And here we check out the replay, kicking things off with a gigantic frontside 1080 tail grab. Spotner landing all the way around. This is why Senna Tomita qualified yesterday as the 3 seed. However, the woman dropping behind her is the 1 seed in Maddie Mastro. There's a backside 540. And then she caps off her run with a frontside 900.
So now, the number 1 seed, Maddie Mastro, has just seen what her competitor put down. And if there was any question whether she needed the double crippler, I would say she absolutely does.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna see Maddie drop on that left wall. That's her front side. She's gonna be hitting her front side wall.
It's not that serious.
And I think we will see the double crippler.
And it's Mastro with her first run here in the finals at Snow League.
Here we go, women's final for all the marbles. There it is, 1, 2, stop, the double crippler into the backside 900. Frontside 540, really good tweak on that grab into the backside 540. And then the frontside 720. Maddie's gonna get one more in. That is a really good run from Maddie Mastro. She did not need to reach into that bag and pull out the double cork. She's gonna see where the judges put that, if that's gonna give her the advantage going into run 2 of the final, as we check out the replay.
Well, and Mastro had to pull out all the stops here, especially with the beginning and this double crippler. Hey, Connor, what is the perspective from the judges on these 2 runs?
They are talking a whole bunch about where they want to be. Maddie with a very good execution throughout, perfect on that double crippler. The one thing that may hurt her is the difficulty with only the switch frontside 360 at the bottom. We'll see where they put it, but this one's gonna be close.
Hey, Connor, where are they setting ranges for finals? Are they not scared to put something up in the 90s if need be because it's the final?
Yeah, so the range, where they're going to put these riders and where these scores are going to be, they're kind of staying in the same area they have been for the entire competition, but knowing that they have plenty of space to go up and down whether or not the riders land or do better than the other rider.
So it's an 85 for Mastro and a 92 for Senna Tamita on that first run. So that run will go to Tamita.
Wow. Okay, so for the first time, Maddie Mastro is not in the driver's seat going into run 2 of the final.
And we are going to get back to the top for the finals. This is run number 2. Senna Tamita, Maddie Mastro. The current leader right now is Senna Tamita, so she will drop first in this second run here in the finals at the first Snow League event of this season. Yeah, she's put together some of her best runs here in these semifinals and now finals.
So dropping in on her backside wall for run 2. This is Senna Tamita starting things off with a big backside air. Will we see the front side 1080? We will, but she goes down having the same problem as Mitsuki Ono on the same wall.
So that opens the door now for Mastro to come in and win this second run and force 3 runs here in the finals. I want to see it. I want to see 3 runs.
What's interesting now is, you know, Senna Tamita just went down on her second hit. So Maddie does not need to do a lot to win this run and then force it to a tiebreaker. She can definitely take it a little bit easy as we see what went wrong here for Senna Tamita. The pop looked good, the speed looked good, maybe just not quite enough amplitude. Almost the exact same thing we just saw with Mitsuki Ono.
You know, we talked about the endurance throughout this competition, and now, you know, they've been riding a lot. All right, so what this does is Maddie Mastro now has the door opened for her. As she stands at the top, she just needs to put a couple tricks down.
If this were a traditional contest that wasn't going by these Snow League rules of dropping in on both walls, there's no doubt Maddie would be dropping on the other wall.
It's not that serious. Have fun.
Keeping it light, keeping it carefree, going back to that ethos that Maddie's been saying this entire season. Trust your mind, trust your body, trust your tricks.
Run by run, trick by trick. So what this is telling me, T-Bird, is she's warming up. She's still visualizing. She's still getting that shoulder movement.
And Senna Tamita just has to sit down there and watch and wait for those scores to come in.
Probably going over in her head, what went wrong? How do I fix that? So now we just need to see Maddie Mastro put together a run to force this final competition to 3 runs.
And here she goes. Women's final here at Snow League, run 2. Maddie Mastro, the #1 seed, coming into the final. Backside 900 from Maddie Mastro, starting things off very well into the frontside 540, into the backside 5, frontside 720. Okay, she's doing everything right now. There's the hawk and flip. She's gonna sneak one more in, frontside 540. Maddie Mastro did exactly what needed to be done to win this run and force a third.
And here's the key. We're gonna watch the replays, but here's the key. She is the #1 seed, and we talked earlier how important it was to be the #1 seed, especially in a situation like this. So Maddie Mastro came into this. She needed to land at least these first couple tricks, get a big score under her belt to force a third run. And started off with that backside 900.
And that right there, she could have done that 5, but she chose to go 9.
You almost need to just stay in that competitive high level. But the #1 seed, as they take their third runs, will go last. So she now will have the opportunity to watch and see what her competitor does and react.
And she can also react by dropping into frontside as her first hit with the double crippler. So the main thing here that I've kind of taken away from this is if you're one of these competitors, one of these athletes, don't think too far in advance.
No.
Keep it run to run, trick to trick.
Yep. And that's been so key for Mastro throughout this competition. All right, so the women's final here at Snow League is forced to a third and final run. We will know shortly who will take the win here at the women's halfpipe final. We'll be back shortly.
Well, what a day here at the Snow League. The energy on Buttermilk Mountain is unreal. And for everyone here, the experience in Aspen goes far beyond the competition. It all started with an unforgettable welcome party at St. Regis Aspen, setting the stage for an incredible weekend. And if you want to get in on the action like we have, our partners at Marriott Bonvoy give you access to Snow League experiences that you can't find anywhere else, like hitting the slopes with Shaun White or VIP views at our biggest events.
All right, here we go, the third and final run for the women's halfpipe final here at Snow League. It is Senna Tamita that will be dropping first, and then Maddie Mastro will get the luxury to sit and watch what she does and react and put her run down.
And the big trick here for Senna Tomita is land that front 10. If you're gonna throw the front 10, she had trouble with it on her last run. That's why she came in with a score of 10. Her first run score was 92. She's gonna try to replicate that and put the pressure on Maddie Mastro for the final run.
And Tamita's one of the most consistent riders, one of the most consistent athletes out here, so.
Yeah, 2-time Olympian. She's been in the pressure cooker before. The same can be said for Maddie Mastro. This is really shaping up to be an incredible final run. So Senna Tomita starting things off on her frontside wall. There's that frontside 1080. She puts it down. Let's see how the rest of her run goes. Cab 7, under rotated just a little bit into the frontside 540. And there's the backside 5. What's she gonna do here? Frontside 900. And then a backside air. This officially just got real.
Yeah, and Senna Tamita did everything that she needed to do in that run.
And we don't get to see the score. Maddie Mastro doesn't get to see the score. She just has to speculate where the judges will put that.
You look at that, you're like, she did this many hits, she went this high, these were her rotations, and she started off, you said how important this frontside 1080 was for Tamita. She landed it, set the tone for the rest of her run.
I knew it as soon as she left the lip. You can just tell she had the speed, she got the grab, the full rotation comes around. She got good eyes on the landing and was on to the next wall. There's the switch frontside 720. She does miss the grab. Again, those are things that are pretty hard to see in real time because they're going so fast and so high. But these slow motion replays, these are what the judges are poring over right now because the numbers that accompany this run are for all the marbles.
And again, we've talked about this before, how important every trick is, how important every grab is, and this is a scenario where it becomes more true than ever.
Leave no points on the table, especially when Maddie Mastro is dropping in to her frontside wall.
Good. Have fun.
And here she goes.
This is it, the final run here in women's finals. Maddie Mastro, here comes the double crippler, 1, 2, stomp. Coming into her first backside wall, backside 900. Look at the amplitude meter. Frontside 5 stalefish. Into the backside 5 stalefish. Frontside 720, here comes the hawk and flip. It all comes down to this. That will dictate the final. Maddie Mastro, the maestro, putting it down.
This is going to be close.
Good job. You made it so hard. Good job.
Hey, Connor, I mean, we are biting our nails. What are the judges doing right now?
Like T-Bird said, they are watching on repeat that last hit for Maddie Mastro, seeing how much of a butt check she actually had on there, and then it's going to be down to them weighing, was what she did up at the top with the double crippler in the 9 enough to take over Senna's run, who also had some poor execution on some of her tricks. So this is going to come down to the wire. It's going to be real close.
Yeah, and this is for all the marbles. Make no mistake about it. There are no more women dropping into this pipe. This is for first place, second place. We already know that 16-year-old South Korean Gaun Choi has locked down third place. This will round out the podium. Who will be the champion? And the lip of the pipe is just blocking it from our view. We could not see the imperfection there. That is up to the judges for them to decide.
Yeah, but she powers through. Here's another look. Oh. And she taps.
Was it enough? Was it, what did that tap save her from falling?
This is where it's in the judges' hands.
It's Sina Tomita.
There you go. 5.5. Sina Tomita will take the win here in the women's half-pipe final at the inaugural Snow League event. Wow, talk about some drama.
$50,000 and 100 Snow League World Championship points are going to Japan's Sina Tomita.
I mean, incredible performance. You can see the emotion. Naoko, I'm gonna send it down to you with the winner.
Another third run clutch performance for Sina Tomita. また3番目のランで決めましたね。現在のお気持ちをちょっとお聞かせください。
いやもう本当に嬉しいです。このやっぱりスノーリーグ1回目の大会で優勝できたのはすごい私にとっても大きなものになるんじゃないかなって思います。
She is so happy to have won the inaugural Snow League event, and she does feel like maybe this is the start of something really big for her. これはあなたにとってどういう意味を持ってますか？
どういう意味？なんだろう。上手に言葉にできないけど、でも本当に最高です。ありがとうございます。
I asked her what this means to her, and she says it's really hard to put into words, but it is so awesome. やっぱこれはあなたにとってキャリア的にはどういう瞬間ですか？
そうですね。まあ今年すごいハードな大会のシーズンで本当。はい、もう本当やっぱ1回目っていうのがすごい私にとって優勝できたのは大きいし こうやってたくさんの方が来ていただいて、新しいこういうイベントも開催されて、スノーボード界もっと盛り上がったらいいなって思います。
She got really emotional because it was a really tough season for her, and to be able to get this win in the inaugural debut Snow League event in front of all these people means so much to her. 本当におめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。Thank you. ありがとう。
Phenomenal showing from the women here in the finals. Final results look like this here at the inaugural Snow League for the women's half-pipe competition. It is Sena Tamita who takes the win, followed by American Maddie Mastro in second place and Gao Choi into third.
Well, we are joined in the studio by the founder of the Snow League. You were out there watching this women's final go down.
Oh,
Your thoughts, my goodness.
Incredible. Right. I mean, I was at the edge of my seat like everyone else. And, you know, it was interesting to see what they did with this format.
Is this what you had in mind when you put together the knockout format?
It really was, you know. I just wanted to change it up and take it from a place where people are kind of doing the same run. And it's incredible to do a run, obviously. But, you know, it changes it up, and it actually gives other competitors a chance to upset. You know, a lot of the playing field gets evened out a bit, and so it's interesting to see.
How about over on the men's side of the bracket? It's time to crown a champion over there as well. Who do you like? What's going through your mind?
In there, champ.
I mean, goodness. Obviously, Japan is coming in hot. They're very strong. They're very confident. Ayumu, I mean, what can you say? He's got the hair. He's got the tricks. He's confident. He's done it before. I'm really excited to see what he does with this format, just because it's going to be a challenge for him. Obviously, you know, I think one of the unsung heroes here is Yuto. Yeah. I've watched him come through one season and win every single competition he entered, and then he kind of dipped off a little. So I feel like, you know, we're you know, not too far away from the next Olympics. I feel like if this is the time for him to rise to the occasion, it's going to be now. So really, really amazing. Obviously, and then Ruka, incredibly talented, and Alessandro. Yeah, well, it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be special.
And it's all his fault.
And it's all my fault.
A damn point is what decided the women's side of the bracket. We are on to the men's semis when we come back. Our thanks to the founder, Shaun White, for joining us in the studio. The competition, the finals, press on from Aspen when the Snow League returns. Our incredible group of riders here in Aspen have told us some of their stories, how they found their own way in the world of professional sports, and each competitor made it here today on the back of a unique journey, both as an athlete and as an individual. So let's take a look at their path with moments along the way, presented by our friends at Pacifico.
Professional snowboarding and half-pipe competitions is definitely the path less traveled.
I retired from professional snowboarding at 20 and making a comeback now at 30.
Nearly 10 years ago was the Red Bull double pipe. When I won that event, it's still one of the highlights to this day of my career.
The most important to me, 2010 Olympics completely changed my career.
I actually just locked in a world championship spot in St. Moritz, so that's probably my highlight right now.
My first World Cup back at the beginning of this year, I podiumed in China. Just like was one of those moments that like took my breath away and made me so grateful.
I think finding a balance and other passions is like super key to not being burnt out.
I really like to skateboard. I also play a lot of golf.
I puzzle a lot to like decompress.
And in the summer, I'm into biking, hitting the lake, hanging out with friends, and trying to set myself up to really enjoy the winter.
Earlier today, we witnessed history go down with some intense head-to-head matchups during the men's quarter and semifinals. Here's a quick look at how they all played out. The men's quarterfinals had plenty of fellow countrymen matchups. 2 of the 4 quarterfinals were all Japanese head-to-heads. Ruka Hirano beat Ryusa Yamada, and Yuto Totsuka beat Shuichiro Shigeno, each in just 2 runs. The All-American quarterfinal saw 16-year-old Alessandro Barbieri, the number 2 qualifier, take on Chase Blackwell, 9 years his senior. Blackwell took the first run, but unfortunately had an event-ending injury in his second run. The Snow League medical team pulled Chase from the competition, and then Barbieri moved on to the semifinals. The only matchup to feature athletes from different countries, Korea's Chaeyoung Lee versus the Olympic champion from Japan, Ayumu Hirano. Hirano only needed 2 runs to put himself into the semis. In the semifinals, Barbieri could not defeat the powerhouse that is Team Japan. and Ruka Hirano defeated Barbieri in just 2 runs. Semifinal number 2, the all-Japanese matchup, and Yuto Totsuka beat reigning Olympic champ Ayumu Hirano, and Ayumu Hirano would have to battle for 3rd. With the final set, it would be up to the USA's Alessandro Barbieri to disrupt a Japanese podium sweep. Here is how the 3rd place matchup happened.
Consolation will be Ayumu Hirano and Alessandro Barbieri. At 16, he finds himself in a battle for 3rd place with the world's best in Ayumu Hirano.
Dropping in switch, going switch, backside, double cork, 1260. Into the cab, 14th. He is applying pressure to Ayumu Hirano right now. Frontside double cork, 1080. He knows it, the crowd knows it.
Now it's Ayumu Hirano. They'll be dropping in on the right-hand side to start things off.
And there it is, frontside triple cork, 1440. Into the cab, 1440. Makes it look so easy. And then the crippler, grabbing method. How do you even compare those runs?
And it's a 91 for Ayumu Hirano, so he takes the lead over the 88.25 of Alessandro Barbieri, but much closer than we thought. Stay tuned, we're taking a quick break, but when we return, the stakes will be higher than ever in the half pipe at Buttermilk.
High pressure performance, and the Snow League partnered with Burton and leveraged Burton's world-class innovation center to build and develop the next era of competitive jerseys. The jerseys, they were created at Threadworks prototyping facility in Shanghai. It's a facility that's capable of producing some of the most technically advanced snowboarding garments on the planet.
And here it is, the main event. Wow, we started with 20 world-class athletes here, and now we've got the final 2. Ruka Hirano and Yuto Totsuka. Tail of the tape, Ruka Hirano just 22, Yuto 23. Yuto is the 2-time Olympian, and Ruka made his Olympic debut in Beijing, where he finished 12th in the halfpipe. He is not the same rider that he was just 2 years ago.
All right, dropping in switch on the right wall first. There's that switch, alley-oop, backside rodeo. Oh, landing really high on that switch back 10. Into the backside 900. And the frontside triple cork 1440 from Yuto Totsuka.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack on this one, and Ruka Hirano, he's gonna have to applaud his fellow countrymen because that was ridiculous. That alley-oop just has such a cool feel to it when he executes it, and the way he's just weightless in the air.
And look at his highest air, 17 feet. That's the highest air we have seen in the last 2 days. That is just so smooth.
That's over 40 feet from the bottom of the pipe.
Switch backside, alley-oop, rodeo, nose grab, 17 feet out, executed flawlessly. There's the switch backside double cork 1080. I think we saw a little something on this landing here. He lands high on the wall. Almost putting that hand down super heavy on the toe edge. But that helped him keep his speed and amplitude. And here is the front side triple cork 1440. Another trick that in the last round Ayumu Hirano did late in his run, which Connor Manning, our judging specialist, did say that the judges are rewarding highly.
A lot of green there, T-Bird.
17 feet, 12 feet, 13 feet. Amplitude, not a problem for Yuto Totsuka.
Well, a Japanese sweep of the podium here at the Snow League is certainly in play, with Ayumu Hirano taking the lead over American Alessandro Barbieri in their first run. But now we turn our attention to the first run of Ruka Hirano. He's got to follow up what he just saw from Yuto Totsuka. And you talk about margin of error in snowboarding. When you're dropping 17 feet off the deck and you got your arm out there, that's a good way to take off a chicken wing, because he was so close to that wall coming back in.
It certainly is. Ruka Hirano dropping in switch. Cab triple cork,
There it is.
1440 at the top of the pipe. Into the front side, double 12. Air to fakie, so keeping it simple on that hit. Switch backside, double cork 10 into the backside, 900.
Okay, so air to fakie, obviously a setup trick for what he wanted on that next hit.
Absolutely, and I do feel like if he's going to be penalized for anything, it is the air to fakie.
Yep.
I mean, if you're looking at the run prior for Yuto Totsuka, he did a simpler trick, but it was a switch alley-oop backside rodeo. But this right here, the cab triple cork 1440 on your first hit.
I tell you what, the judges are seriously using every bit of lead in the pencil right now. Connor Manning, this is next level judging right here, because you got to think about what he did. And to T-Bird's point, that air to fakie, it's a setup trick. We get it. But is he not getting as much bang for his buck?
In my opinion on this one, and listening to what the judges are saying, the air to fakie off the heels is only 11'6" out of the pipe, whereas Yuto's setup trick was 17 feet out and an alley-oop rodeo. So we'll see where that goes.
Look at that, all green.
See, we got a switch triple cork 1440 at the top.
So the score comes in, and it will be Yuto Totsuka getting a 95 on run number 1, and Ruka Harano will get a 91. So, advantage Yuto Totsuka. Time for a commercial break. We'll be back with more intense competition from the Snow League at Buttermilk. Don't miss out.
The Snow League is brought to you by Pacifico, the beer waiting to be discovered. Please drink responsibly.
And now we go back to the top of the half pipe here at Snowmass. The sun is out, and it is now this. We are down to this second run. The advantage goes to Yuto Totsuka. He scored a 95 on run number 1. Ruka Harano scored a 91, so it's a 95 to 91. Yuto has the advantage. Ruka has the 91, and it will be Yuto Totsuka that will go first.
And again, it comes down to two riders that do not have a weak wall, which really speaks to this new format as we get ready to watch Yuto Totsuka take his second run.
And they both opted for the right side the first time, so now they'll both be on the left side.
So coming in, switch. Switch backside 12 into the cab 14. Into the front side double cork 12. Backside 900. What does he have in store here? Yuto Totsuka.
Oh my.
Come on.
The proverbial pressure cooker has been applied.
And can you think of a better place to be in after run 2? You're sitting on a 95. Your opponent has a 91. You are firmly in the driver's seat, and you put down that run. Switch backside double cork 12 on your first hit.
Hey, Connor, do you think this run was better than his first that got him the 95?
I think it very well could be, Todd. He spun all 4 ways. Execution was perfect on all of them, and his lowest hit was 13.5 feet out of the pipe. I think that's going to beat his 95 and really, really put the pressure on Ruka Harano.
Tom, that's a picture of variety, and that's what the judges want to see. They don't want to see the stale, same run done time after time.
That's a really good point. He spun frontside, backside, switch frontside, and switch backside. He had 12s. He had 14s. He had the amplitude. That was a perfect run.
That's the kind of run that shows you don't have to throw a triple cork. I mean, if you have it, that's great, but you don't have to have it, because if you can put a run down like that consistently, that is going to be stellar. Look at this, all green across the board.
12, 14, 12, 9, 14.
That's a full house in snowboarding, right? So now the pressure is on fellow countryman Ruka Harano, the 22-year-old out of Osaka.
All right, Ruka Harano.
Game time.
It is game time. I think it's safe to say he's going to have to put down something in the 90s. Switchback double cork 10 into the backside 900, 12 feet out on that first hit. Into the frontside 1440, into the triple 14. That would have been back-to-back 1440s.
Yes, I was just going to say that right there was his game time call. I thought he was going to land it. Oh.
いやちょっと踏み切りミスったわ。蹴れんかった。長かった。
Well, this is the format that Shaun White wanted to see for reasons like this.
Switch backside double cork 10. Absolute perfection. And what would have happened if he had landed those last two tricks back to back?
I think we'd be on to sudden death. Connor, what do you think? If he lands this the way he was going, because he only had one more hit to go, are we going to a third run?
Yeah, I think he's going to go right after that 14, probably into another 12, and I think that would have forced a third run for sure. Absolutely insane riding from these guys.
Yeah, putting it all on the line when it matters most. Just catching the heel edge of the nose of his snowboard. I mean, that's what it comes down to, Todd. It's inches, it's millimeters at times.
And there it is official. He gets a 96.5 to Yuto Totsuka, and he claims the title here at Aspen. He is the winner of the Snow League event number 1. Noko, it's all yours. Take it away.
All right, congratulations to Yuto Totsuka, the inaugural Snow League event champion. おめでとうございます。今のお気持ちについて。
そうですね。やっぱこの長い本数いっぱい滑ったんで、でもその中でも自分の滑りを何回も決めれたのはすごい良かったですね。
It was a really long competition. There were so many runs that he had to take, and to be able to win it in these conditions were pretty incredible. やっぱ初スノーリーグのイベントで勝利っていうことはどう思いますか？
そうですね。やっぱりこのやっぱ昔から見てきたレジェンドの人が大会をやってくれて、そこで勝てるというのは本当有名なもう光栄なことだし、本当すごい楽しい大会でした。
I asked him what it was like to be the first ever champion of a Snow League event, and he said, it was an incredible feeling. The fact that the legend Shaun White had created this event, and to be able to win it, he said it was so much fun. 本当におめでとうございます。ありがとうございます。
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Domo arigato to Yuta Totsuka as he claims the victory. What a final run for him as he goes toe-to-toe with Ruka Hirano, and it is a Japanese sweep. T-Bird, this is a sign of things to come. You flash back to 2002 when the Americans did it in Salt Lake City. I think we're on the road to that when we get to Italy in February.
Absolutely. That 2002 is when it became a global game. That was the USA sweep. That was our dream team. That has created all of these riders from all around the world, different athletes from different countries who wanted to be a part of that dominance.
Ayumu Hirano in third on the right-hand side. Ruka Hirano, no relation, on the left, and Yuta Totsuka, who claims the title here in Aspen.
Those were monster runs. 95 plus on both championship runs. Yuto Totsuka, the first ever champion of a Snow League event. He owns Chapter 1 of a league that feels like it will be the future of snowboarding. I'm thinking about Shaun White. He lit the torch.
Yeah.
He now passes that torch to this next generation of Japanese athletes.
Yeah, and the beauty of this with this new format, it's creating these rivalries and storylines, and we get to follow it up in China in December at the second stop of Snow League. It's only going to get more fun from here.
Check out the championship bracket, how it all shook down on the women's side, and it was a half a point. And it was one touch, the back of the pants touching the pipe that separated 1 and 2. Tina, what goes through your mind looking at this right here?
Well, I'm very, very impressed just overall with the level of riding that we saw today. And, not only did we see a lot of runs, but we saw them level up with each run. And I think overall, this format is going to make better snowboarders and better athletes as we move forward.
Let's not forget, though, 100 points, that goes towards a world championship. And, Jack, I think this is a case where you could say this is a true world championship. This isn't just something that happened in North America or in Europe. This is going global. So if you get to the end of those 4 stops and you have the most points, you're a true world champion.
Can't thank you guys enough for welcoming me in, teaching me so much about this sport, and we are on to the next one. Off to China, we'll be back to Aspen. We're already looking forward to that. But the inaugural event, the champions are set, and we press forth into this opening season, and man, the fun that we will have. Our thanks to Shaun White for finding this whole deal and having us all out. We'll see you for the next one on the Snow League.